I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's guap up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seeing decent though.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
He got the house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alton Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the problem. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the problem. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know that it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the problem. With step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no losses, ain't no token when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Death of a failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God.
You boy, you know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in, yeah. But that was my niggas, yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General. Shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? Shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them, I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapping together. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Abishai Barakathum, Yahweh Shema Thumb Ba'Shem Shalaki Ba'Shem Abishai. Priest and Officer, I'm a one bar Tuesday, brotherhood class. ISUPK and the Commander Hunter. We come out to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are according to the Bible. That our oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. You feel me? And tonight's topic, what we're going to talk about is how the truth will set you free. Because these lies that we've been told, feel me, since slavery, feel me, has been keeping us in bondage. Like the chains is off, you feel me, but they not off of our mind. Feel me? And that's why the Bible say the truth will set you free. You feel me? Because it's just talking about spiritual bondage as well. It's not just talking about out of prison or nothing like that. This is actually spiritual. It's not even talking about jail at all. Because once you go to jail, you in jail. It's a lot. So yeah, if I could get that first article about the black mother, the one you sent me. Let's get that one first. I'm gonna read there's a couple articles, not too many. And we're gonna jump right into the scriptures.
Comic-Con. So this is from CNN. Black mother of 4 was shot and killed by a neighbor.
Good night.
Her family wants the woman who shot her arrested.
Right. Black mother. Feel me? They had to put that black mother, that was important to let them know that this is just another nigga. That's why the IUIC is such an evil police and organization. You feel me? That's why they so evil, because they talk just like white people. They talk just like the white people that hate us. You feel me? That's why they labeled it. They didn't have to say that. They could have said whatever her name is was murdered. Or just a mother of 4. But they had to let you know it was a black mother to know, so you could look at us just like, you feel me? We just a lost race of people. You feel me? Which is propaganda, which is what they always did. Build up propaganda. There you go with it.
Comic-Con. The mother of 4 was shot and killed in Florida following a long-time feud with a neighbor who had complained about the victim's children playing outside. Authorities and family attorneys said.
Now it wasn't over drugs. Feel me? Wasn't over no cocaine, heroin. Wasn't over a man sleeping with somebody else's man. Wasn't over none of that fuckery. It was over the kids playing outside. You telling me black people ain't the children of God? We suffering these curses, man. We is in bondage still. You feel me? We still in bondage and don't even know it. We think because the chains took off our wrists that now we can just sin willfully and do whatever the hell we want. And this woman was murdered because her kids was playing outside. And it wasn't because her kids was playing outside. She was murdered because she is an Israelite. She's an Israelite woman, and she probably don't keep no commandments. You feel me? And them curses is just gonna follow us, man. They're gonna follow us. She died because her kids was playing outside. Man, that's so evil, man. That's so evil and wicked. But that's the type of stuff that was gonna happen to us if we didn't keep the commandments.
Deputies responded to a trespassing call Friday night and found one woman suffering from a gunshot wound. Marion County, Florida. Sheriff Billy Wood said in the Monday news conference.
Right. Yeah, Lord be with this woman family, man, because this should have never happened, but this stuff gonna keep happening because, like I said, we in bondage. You feel me? We not free from the Lord's judgment. You feel me? We free from the chains that the white man put on us, but we not free from the Lord's judgment. No, we not, and it's proof because this lady did nothing wrong, and her life is gone.
The victim was identified by authorities as A.J. Owens. She was 35. The shooter, also a woman, engaged with Owens' children and threw a pair of skates, hitting the children, the sheriff said.
Right.
A witness told police there had been a dispute over the children's electronic tablet prior to the shooter throwing the skates at the children, according to an incident report from the sheriff's office. Following the interaction, one of the children went back inside their home and told their mother, who went to the neighbor's home to confront the lady.
That's usually how it go.
According to the shooter, there was a lot of aggressiveness from both sides, as well as threats being made, and Owens was ultimately shot through the door.
Damn.
Witnesses told authorities Owens went to the shooter's home and knocked on the door before she was shot, according to the incident report.
Right.
Owens was later pronounced dead at the hospital, authorities say.
Yeah, and we could probably drop that. Look, and here go the woman that shot her right here. No, wait. Is that the woman that shot her? No, this her mother. Salaki, my bad. I apologize. It's her mother. It's her mother. Had to bury her daughter. And this woman, she probably a good old Christian. Probably go to church every Sunday, praying to white Jesus, not knowing that white Jesus is not there. He doesn't exist. You praying to a false idol. And you need to start praying to the one true living God so you can be set free from this type of madness. This is madness, getting shot over tablets and kids playing outside, running home, telling their mother, where the father's at? Ain't nobody said nothing about a father. I ain't heard nothing about a father yet. Nothing but a bunch of emotional women. You know why? Because the truth will set you free. And these women is not free because they probably done ran their mans out the house trying to listen to what the so-called white man tell them to do or what a man's supposed to be. And they done ran them out the house, and now look what didn't happen. A man could have diffused this easily. I'm thinking of 3-4 different ways right now how this could have just ended. First of all, my kids ain't playing with yours no more. That's one right there. My kids is not allowed to play with your kids because you was an uncivilized parent. Simple as that. And then Florida, it's a stand your ground law or something. You could just shoot a motherfucker. That's how dude got off for killing Trayvon Martin. Whatever the devil name is. That's how he got off for killing Trayvon Martin, because it's a stand your ground law where you could literally just shoot a motherfucker if you feel like you threatened. Like real talk. So you could drop that one. And let's talk about Cuba Gooding Jr. Lock it. This shit is crazy.
ABC News, Cuba Gooding Jr. settles lawsuit with woman who accused him of rape.
Right. He settled a lawsuit, which means when you settle, that means you kind of agreeing. You feel me? And when I say kind of, because it could be because you just don't want to take a bigger loss. But most people would go all the way if they didn't do it. And Cuba Gooding Jr. probably, sad to say, he probably did it. Because he settled. Otherwise, he wouldn't have settled. He would have fought that out.
Cuba Gooding Jr. settled his lawsuit with a woman who accused him of raping her at a New York City hotel room 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Good night. Damn, that shit came back and bit him.
The settlement comes as jury selection was about to begin Thursday in a federal civil trial that could have caused the actor to pay millions in damages had the jury sided with the woman.
Right, that's why I say he probably, he's settling, so he kind of admitting to doing it, but and then again, it could have just been just a money thing where he just like, I don't want to spend that much money, so fuck it, you can have this little money. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like you, sir, if I may, I'm not too familiar with the story. Maybe you are. Any idea why it was a rape case, but it went to civil and not criminal?
Yeah, because it was 10 years ago, so she probably didn't have enough evidence to convict him of rape, but probably had enough evidence to get some money in civil court, which is crazy, but it's that's how it go though. Like if you take somebody to civil court to sue them, just a little bit of evidence could the judge could side with you, or the jury, they could side with you. Like, yeah, that's enough evidence. She definitely did that, or he definitely did that. And then, you got to pay the money. You don't go to jail, but you got to pay the money. But probably not enough evidence to. Yeah.
The plaintiff had been seeking $6 million in damages. Terms of the settlement were not disclosed. I have no comment at this time, the woman's attorney, Gloria Alvarez, said in response to an email by ABC News.
Damn, Cuba Good and Joya. That's what I'm saying, man. The truth will set you free. I guarantee you it was a white girl. Black women don't do that. Black women will put you on child support. They will. Black women slice your tires. They'll do all kind of stuff. But to say you raped them, that's a new one. I mean, I know what happened to Tupac, but still, that's still rare. You know, it's like a celebrity thing because they want some money out you. If it's not really so much a regular Jake thing that they go through, like, yeah, he raped me. Like, not unless you actually raped the bitch. You feel me? Like, real talk, man. This him in court right now. You feel me? I know he wish he had Johnny Cochran. You feel me? I know he played OJ in the TV show. I know he wish he had Johnny Cochran now. If the glove don't fit, it must have quit. It's a lock you. Hell nah. But yeah, you can keep going.
Come. The woman says she met the actor in Greenwich Village restaurant in August 2013.
Sound like a white establishment. That's all I'm saying. But I don't think we know her name, so I can't look up a picture of her. I'm just assuming she white. I'm gonna just take a check, and I'm assuming this is a white lady that's doing this.
According to her lawsuit, Gooden invited the woman to Mercer Hotel, where he was staying for drinks, and asked her to join him in his room while he changed clothes. The Oscar winner allegedly put on music, took a position between her and the hotel room door, then started undressing, the lawsuit said. The woman said that as she tried to leave, Gooden blocked her from the door, pushed her on the bed, according to the lawsuit.
And this could be true, but it's her testimony, her word versus his, and he just didn't feel like spending the money, so he like, forget it. I probably don't have enough proof to prove it wasn't rape either. Right. I ain't going to jail, so I'll just give you the money.
The woman told Gooden no multiple times, but he wouldn't stop touching her, the lawsuit said. Gooden then allegedly aggressively removed the plaintiff's underwear, raped her, and allegedly raped her a second time, a short time a while later, the lawsuit said.
Yeah, it was probably one of them situations where she just didn't consent, which is still rape, but it seemed like he would have went to jail that day. That's all I'm gonna say. But the point of this is this: the truth will set you free. Feel me? He probably had some wicked intentions with that lady, no real intentions of being with her, and it backfired on him. Feel me? It could have been as simple as that. She thought she had met a celebrity, finna get rich and famous off him, and he probably just wanted a one-night stand. That's why I say we really don't know, because it's a lawsuit, not a criminal case.
Gooden denied the allegations and said the encounter was consensual. The judge ruled that 3 other women who have accused Gooden of sexual abuse will be allowed to testify at the trial.
Right, now it's 3 other women. It's the Me Too movement. He looked like radio on this picture. So Locke, he played that retarded dude radio. he trying to act that shit out. He trying to look like Ray when he played radio. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, nah, nigga, you know something. You know something. Something happened. He say it's 3 other women finna testify too. So yeah, these celebrities, man, be thinking they escaping God's judgment with their money, and they not. You feel me? They not. So yeah, the last article, go to the Browns player. Let's talk about that.
Come. Fox News: 2 Browns players robbed at gunpoint by 6 masked men.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Browns player Greg Newsome II and Perry Winfrey were robbed at gunpoint by 6 masked men, according to the police report obtained by ESPN.
Now, I think I heard something like this, like a couple months ago, with the Redskins player getting robbed in D.C. But what I don't understand is why is only the black athletes that he getting robbed? Why ain't we hearing about the white athletes getting robbed? Instead of being these black athletes, you feel me, that so-called escaped the hood, escaped all the curses, so-called. I mean, I'm just saying, but it's the black athletes, the ones that are getting robbed. You know why? Because the truth will set you free. These brothers ain't got the truth. They probably having sex with all them white girls, taking all them drugs, and the Lord ain't with them. And that's what I mean by the truth will set you free. That's the Lord being with you. But the only way he'll be with you if you keeping the commandments. And that's what the prophets is out here to do. ISUPK and the Comanche Hunter, that's our job to go teach Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth so they don't fall victim to all this fuckery because they feel like, oh, well, I'm rich, so I'm not a nigga. No, you is a nigga tonight. You got your ass robbed.
The police report had Newsom and Winfrey.
And if I made it, and that's what the crazy thing about the purple police. They talking about all this niggers, we do nigger shit. Man, being a nigga is gonna save you. You feel me? What if these niggas thought like niggas? Maybe they wouldn't have got robbed. What if Cuban Gooding Jr. thought like a nigga? You feel me? Maybe he wouldn't be getting charged for raping white women. I'm just saying, maybe we should start thinking like niggas. Didn't we survive like that for shit? I don't know how many years. Shit, damn! Since we got free from slavery, we've been surviving because we think like niggas. Now we starting to think like these white folks and think we got some type of privileges and shit like that, and it's fucking us up. So excuse my language, Shalaka. Excuse my language. I'm just saying it's messing us up. Trying to think like these white folks, and that's the IUIC. That's how they want you to be. That's why the police set up the IUIC. You feel me? The government set the IUIC because they know that this truth was gonna come out regardless. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians being the chosen people of God was gonna come out regardless. So the government had to set up some type of fake Israelite group that can at least, deter and sway the people away as long as they could, so they can have their kingdom a little bit longer. Because this truth was gonna come out regardless. Like, you go ahead.
Come on. The police report had Newsom and Winfrey redacted as victims, but a source with the Browns confirmed to ESPN that those were the two players that were robbed.
Right.
No one was injured during the robbery. The incident occurred after Newsom and Winfrey left a Cleveland nightclub early Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Newsom's vehicle was in a nearby parking lot, and that's where the 6 men, all wearing masks, jumped out of their own car and robbed them at gunpoint.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's only happening to black people. Like, ain't no white football players. Why Tom Brady ain't getting robbed? That nigga got a lot of money. Why ain't nobody want to rob Tom Brady? I'm just saying, like, damn. He got a lot of fucking money. Why don't just rob Tom Brady? Why do y'all keep robbing black people? Why is the black athlete steady getting robbed? That's because the truth will set you free, and they not in the truth. So they live in the curses. The curses of the Bible say, it's a curse shall they be in the field and in the city. These Negroes is in the city. You feel me? The lower class, we in the field. But these upper class Negroes, this higher up, making all this money, these millions of dollars, they still going through the same curses. They just got money. That's the only difference.
It's a cruel world we live in. Newsom tweeted at 11:05.
That's all you can say. It's a cruel world we live in. Nigga, you would probably go to church. You probably went to church on Sunday. Praising white Jesus. But you could drop that. But this the other player right here. See, 2 black men. Both of them. You feel me? 2 black men got robbed. And they, supposed to be escaping. That's what I thought when you play football. That means you escape. Nope. They still getting robbed. Just like Poochie and them. Lil Ray and them getting robbed. So you can drop that. Now, let's get in the scriptures. Let's talk about the truth, how the truth will set you free, how the laws been around since Adam and Eve, know all that stuff. So yeah, let's go to John 8:32 through 34. Just give me 1 second. I gotta share it.
Come on, sir.
Yeah, you go ahead. I got it pulled up.
Come on, sir. The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Right, and you shall know the truth. That's talking about the laws and commandments. We go out and teach the laws and commandments. We've been doing it since 1969. Brothers and sisters know the truth. That's why it made it all on ESPN. It made it all on ESPN. Kyrie Irving, Ice Cube, Deshaun Jackson. You feel me? Everybody, Nick Cannon. Everybody know that the black Hispanics and Native Indians is Israelites. So guess what that means? You got to start keeping the commandments. Otherwise, you're going to suffer. You feel me? You're going to suffer and the truth shall make you free. That's talking about bondage, man. You can be in bondage without being in chains. You feel me? You can be in bondage without being in chains or in prison. You feel me? It could be a woman, it could be whatever, a lust you got that will have you in bondage, man. You know, most of these athletes go broke. Most of these actors, they go broke. So guess what? They wasn't set free like they thought.
Verse 33, they answered him, we be Abraham's seed and were never in bondage to any man.
Mm-hmm. So they telling Christ, like, we wasn't never in slavery. Like, we good. Like, we're just like right now. Black people say, we weren't slaves. That's what black people tell us. They tell us we weren't never slaves. That was my great-great-granny and them. We good. We free.
How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
Mm-hmm. That's what black people tell us. Like, what? I ain't no slave. I got a good job. I got my white girl. I got my weed. I'm good. You go ahead.
Verse 34, Yahweh shall answer them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is a servant of sin.
You in slavery. Yeah, you think you free, but because of these sins you commit, you're really still in slavery. It's just to the sin now. Now you're in slavery to the sin. You ain't enslaved in a field getting whipped with a whip, getting told to pick cotton. But guess what? You gotta call the weed man every day. Can't go a day without calling that weed man. You feel me? If you do coke, you can't go a day without calling the dealer. The plug, you can't do it. You sell drugs for a living, guess what you do? You in slavery to that drug because you got to keep reeing up. That's why it's called the trap. Feel me? You like white women, guess what? You're going to serve their God. You a servant. Whoever committed sin is the servant of sin. And the Bible said the truth will set you free. Truth will get rid of all them sins and stuff you commit. So yeah, let's drop that. Let's go to Genesis 2 and 7.
Come on. Book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
Mm-hmm. Right. He from the dust of the ground, he was from a low state. You feel me? Adam was just like everybody else, doing whatever the hell, eating whatever the hell, doing whatever. You feel me? Just like right now, the heathens, they do whatever. They eat all type of turtles. There's some little page, I don't know how it keep popping up on my feed. Some fucking East Indian or something. I don't know what he is. He eat turtles and all kind of stuff. And he be going viral because of the type of food he eat. He eats stuff that's just disgusting. And that's how Adam was. Adam just did whatever all other heathens did. He was just here.
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
Right. And he breathed in his nostrils the breath of life. What was that? That was the truth. See, people think this is a man being created, but people been here already. That's back in I think that's Genesis 1 and like 26 or something. I don't know. I might be off a few verses, but they been created people on like the 6th day. You feel me? The 5th or 6th day. It's a lot. You feel me?
And man became a living soul.
Right. He became a living soul because when he got the truth, it made him alive. You feel me? He was free. You feel me? You know how he was free? Because of all this stuff he was doing that the heathens was doing is evil and it's abominations. You feel me? It's unethical. A lot of the heathens' ways is unethical. You feel me? I don't know how I just threw that in there. I don't know where the unethical came from. You know, I be reading a lot though, so that word just came out of nowhere. I did not plan to say that. It's a lock it. But nah, for real though. He was doing whatever the heathen was doing, and when he got the breath of life, he got the truth. That was the truth. And he was made free. That's why I say he became, and man became a living soul. You feel me? And that's back in Genesis. You feel me? Before the laws of Moses. So yeah, you can drop that. Let's go to Genesis 3 and 5 through 7.
Come on. Book of Genesis chapter 3. Verse 5. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall be as gods.
Right. When they say your eyes shall be open, that means that now you're looking at stuff in a whole different way. You feel me? See, people thinking this is somebody being creative. No, this is saying like you looking at stuff in a whole different way. You feel me? Around people thinking that there's no other people on the planet. That's why this Genesis is so confusing. See, people think Genesis is easy. People thinking Genesis is milk. Genesis is one of the hardest. Genesis and Revelation is two of the hardest books in the Bible to break down because it's so many metaphors and it's so poetic that you think that because it's Genesis, it should be the easiest. But no, Genesis and Revelation is two of the hardest books of the Bible to break down because there's so many metaphors and there's people here right now, and that's why it's saying your eyes shall be open. You feel me? Now you open to different philosophies, what they call it, open-minded. You feel me? You open-minded now. When you was closed-minded at first, when you got the breath of life, all you knew is what God wanted you to do. But now you're open-minded and you like thinking about, I'm gonna do this today. Ooh, today I'm gonna get Chinese food. Ooh, tomorrow I'm gonna eat turtles. Ooh, today I'm gonna eat duck. Like, you feel me? Now you open-minded. When you ain't supposed to be open-minded, you supposed to be closed-minded.
And ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Right, and you should be a power. You feel me? Knowing good and evil, because now you know the good and the bad stuff. You doing the good and the bad stuff. You knowing good and evil. When that's not how the Lord wanted it. The Lord wanted you to just be closed-minded and doing what he said. He didn't want you to pick and choose or have temptations and stuff like that. You go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eye, and a tree to be desired to make one wise.
And the tree is talking about the stars. Adam read the stars. You feel me? That's in the book of Revelation. Adam read the stars. You feel me? That's what he was reading. That's what he was getting the information of what God wanted him to do. And he told him, these stars, don't read these. These ain't for you. Don't read these. This is not it. No, this ain't it, man. This is gonna have you going off. You feel me? So the serpent is telling her, like, yeah, you should read these stars and see how this stuff is good. Food for thought when it wasn't.
She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
He definitely did. He did. He ate and he started. And basically now they're doing the customs of the heathens. They had their own customs, their own culture, and now they doing all the heathen stuff. Because it was people here. It was other nations here. You feel me? That's one thing you got to get out your mind, thinking that Adam and Eve was by themselves on a planet. By their goddamn self, man. That's a goddamn fairy tale.
Verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open.
That's why I said they ain't closed-minded no more.
And they knew that they were naked.
Now they looking at the clothes they wearing. And the clothes they wearing, the culture, you feel me, the food they eating. And they like, man, this don't look right. That's why they say they naked. Think about, like, this such so metaphorical and poetic. Think about walking outside naked. That's why Moses, when he seen this, that's why he wrote it down, had the scribes write it down like this. Because when he seen this in a vision up on that mountain, you feel me, with the Most High, you feel me, before he came back off the mountain with the laws and all that, the Ten Commandments, all that, you feel me? He seen this in a vision. That's why his face was glowing. Moses' face was glowing. That's why, because he didn't got the glory of the Most High. He didn't seen ages of our culture. You feel me? He didn't seen all the stuff that happened that led up to us even going into Egypt in the first place. You feel me? He seen all that. That's why his face was glowing. Moses is what I'm talking about. You feel me? And now that's why Moses is saying that they was naked. When he seen it, he said they knew they were naked when really they wasn't naked without clothes. He just compared it to that because that's how they felt when they went outside. When they went around other people, they felt naked because everybody else wasn't dressing like them. Everybody else wasn't doing what they did. They was the only two. It was just Adam and Eve. Nobody else was doing the stuff they was doing.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Right. They took on the heathen culture. So they took off they garments, they holy garments, and put on what you would call today suits and ties. They put on suits and ties. They put on what the women wear, the see-through leggings and the see-through shirts with the titty tape. And that's exactly what it's called. I'm not lying. It's called titty tape. And this is exactly what they did. That's basically what they did. It's a lot. So you could drop that. And let's go to Genesis 6 and 7 through 9.
Book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth.
And you know why? He did that because Adam and Eve, they brought sin. No, Eve brought sin into the world. A woman. You feel me? For anybody that talk about Adam and Eve, Adam didn't have more than one wife. Yeah, no, he didn't. And that bitch brought sin into the world. Maybe he should have. So like, maybe Adam should have had more than one wife because he brought that bitch he was with brought sin into the earth. You feel me? And led into the sons of God, which is their children. Adam and Eve's sons started to have sex with the heathen women that was already here from the other nations. And the Lord, he wasn't feeling that. And he said, I'm going to destroy the earth. No, Salakia, destroy man. Salakia, destroy man, the people.
Both man and beast.
All the animals too.
And the creeping thing. And the fowls of the air. They repented of me that I had made them.
Right, because he made all the animals for our sake. You feel me? Every animal has a purpose. And we might do a lecture soon talking about this. Y'all better stay tuned, Asheville, Kentucky. You know, we make it do what it do. You feel me? It's a lot. We make it do what it do. But yeah, though, he had to do the kill. He had to kill animals too. Because to kill all the people, the only way he could do that is by killing animals too. So he had to kill them too. And animals was made to keep the ecosystem intact. So for humans. So it's like, shit, I might well kill them too.
Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
Right. So Noah found grace. How did Noah found grace? How did Noah found grace? He was about to kill everybody. Everybody was about to die. Everybody. Every single person living that's breathing was about to die. But Noah found grace. And let's see how Noah found grace.
Verse 9. And these are the generations of Noah. Noah was just a man.
Just a man. He wasn't a god. He wasn't an angel. Well, he is a god with a little g, which means power or authority. But he wasn't an angel in the sky. He was a just man. You feel me? He was a just man, which means guess what? He kept the commandments. You feel me? He did it. He didn't have to come out the sky to do it. He didn't have to be some mystical being. Noah was a just man. Noah was a just man, which means he wasn't a sinner. And guess what? He was just a man. He wasn't no supernatural being. So guess what that means? They could have kept the commandments too. If Noah could do it, why couldn't they keep the commandments? You feel me? Why couldn't they keep the commandments if Noah did? Because they just didn't want to. Because Adam and Eve, when they brought sin into our family, it destroyed our family, and the Lord wanted to kill everybody over not keeping his law, because the law been here since Adam and Eve. That's what the breath of life is, the law. But Noah was a just man.
And perfect in his generation.
Perfect. Y'all say you can't be perfect. Noah was perfect. Noah, you know how he was perfect? Because he kept the law. That's how he was perfect, because he kept the law. You go ahead.
Come on. And Noah walked with God.
He kept the commandment. He walked with God. You know why he walked with God? How he walked with God? Because he wasn't a sinner, man. He wasn't a sinner because the truth will set you free. The truth set Noah free. His family got saved because he was in the truth. Because Noah was in the truth, his family got saved. And he got chosen to replenish the earth. Him and his sons. Come on, man. Stop it. Yeah, we can drop that. And let's go to Genesis 7 and 5 through 8.
Come. The book of Genesis, chapter 7, verse 5. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord commanded him.
Right, that's how he got saved. The truth will set you free. Noah was in the truth.
Verse 6. And Noah was 600 years old.
Right, he lived a long time, very long time.
When the flood waters was upon the earth.
Right, so now the flood is happening. He already built the boat, then built the ark.
Verse 7. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood.
They thought Noah was crazy, but then that shit happened. It happened. The flood came, and he was saved. Because the truth will set you free. And the flood is coming into your life soon. You better hope there's some arks waiting for you. It might not be a flood of water. It might be a flood of something else. You better hope there's some ark somewhere to save you. The only way that's going to happen if you walk with God. And the only way you can learn how to walk with God is in the ISUPK and the Comanche Hunter. I had a white bitch. Salakia. I'm glad we ain't on TikTok. Salakia. I had a white lady DM me. You feel me, on my Facebook page and asked me, what do you how do I get salvation or something? I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? What the hell is she talking about? Let me see if I can find it. Because the truth will set you free. Yeah. Truth will set you free. So let me just sidebar real quick. I had some damn white bitch ask me some damn. This is what she said. I don't know if y'all can read it. This is what she said. She said, "What will happen to Jew girls like me if what you say is true?" That's what she said. She said, "What will happen to me if what you say is true?" I say, "You going?" That's a whole bunch of stuff she had. You go on my Facebook page and read it. I say, "You going into slavery as the Bible say." Then I gave her Revelation 13 and 10. He did lead them in captivity. Shall go into captivity. Feel me? He did kill with the sword, must be killed with the sword. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. She said, "What will slavery be like for me, sir?" And look, she said, "Sir." I say, no, matter of fact, she said, "What rights would a master have over me?" Like, she over paranoid. I said, "Go watch the TV show Roots." I know she was like, "Damn, that shit ain't right." Go ahead.
So like it said, for me, she's using the word "sir" because she ain't trying to be in the field. She's trying to be in the house.
Oh, no, not in my plantation. On my plantation, everybody's in the field. Only people working in the house is niggas. I need to see niggas in the house. I don't want no devils in my house on my plantation. So y'all told her go watch the TV show Roots. And then she said, "I'm sincerely asking, sir. I am not meaning disrespect. I have no bad intentions here. Only wanted information." Man, first of all, I done already told you what's gonna happen. So guess what I realized? I said, "How did you find me anyway? Are you IUIC member?" That shit was funny as I say, "You IUIC? Hold on, this ain't no devil. It's IUIC because they don't teach against the white man. They just talk about black people all day. You feel me?" So she say, "I belong to the network. It's a long story, but they do not talk to me a lot or answer questions about things really." And that's when I ended it. And I'm like, I blocked after that. I was like, "Bitch." So either this IUIC was this is a white girl that's over obsessed with the fact that black people is about to rule, and they know from watching our classes and our breakdowns, they know that we telling the truth. They know we telling the truth. Like, because the truth will set you free. And our breakdowns, they know that we telling the truth. Stop sharing that. But yeah. So yeah, we could go back to that. I just want to sidebar real quick.
Common concept. Verse 8.
Come on, lock it. Say it, stop sharing it. It's still sharing it. I'm trying to say stop sharing it. Let me get rid of that. Oh, yeah, you go ahead with that.
Common concept. Verse 8. Of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls and of everything that creepeth upon the earth.
Mm-hmm. Now look, so this how you know Moses had the law. This how you know, Slocky, this how you know Noah had the law. It say Noah of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean. How the hell Noah know what the fuck is clean or unclean? Because the breath of life was talking about the law. And that's what set him free. That's what set Noah free. Noah got set free because he kept the law. So even when he went on the boat, he had the unclean animals and the clean animals and the fowls and of everything that creep on the earth separate. Because that's how he got saved. That's how Noah and his family got saved, because he was in the truth. And the truth will set you free. It's a lot. So yeah, we could drop that and let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 1. 1 and 2.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, let's talk about listening to what the Most High say. Keeping the commandments. Keeping the commandments. That's all we got to do. Everything else gonna fall in place. I don't give a fuck what type of sickness you got, disease, what type of financial situation you in. I'm telling you, if you keep the commandments, everything else gonna fall into place. It might not seem like it at first. It might seem like, nah, I should just be a sinner. I should go get a PPP loan. I should go sell drugs. I should just be a soldier. Be like Noah and just be a soldier. You feel me? Just be like Noah and be a fucking soldier. And I'm telling you, once everything is over, you're going to be happy that you did. Because the truth will set you free. You go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
All the commandments. You got to do all the commandments. And guess what the prize going to be?
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord God will set thee on high.
The Lord going to set you on high. Right now, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is at the bottom. Why is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian football players getting robbed? Why is we the ones in court talking about a woman said we raped her? You feel me? Because we is these people that Moses was talking to back then. Moses was talking to you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians everywhere. He was talking to you. Ain't nothing new under the sun. We all been here before. We is them same people that was gathered around Moses when he said this. And we suffering for it because we chose not to do it back then, and we suffering for it now. For people that's thinking like, oh, you suffering for something your ancestor did. Nigga, you are your ancestor. You was the one that sinned. You the one killed Christ. You the one threw the brick at Stephen. You feel me? You the one that did all the evil stuff in the Bible that y'all mad about. And you wonder why the hell we going through what we going through. It's a lot.
Above all nations of the earth.
Right. We'll be above all nations on the earth. That's what God said. You feel me? That's what God said. God said, hey, look, y'all keep my commandments. I'm going to put y'all on top. And that's why I just read that conversation between that devil that texts me. You feel me? Because even they know that this is talking about black people. You go ahead, verse 2.
Concept. Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee.
All these blessings shall come. All these you blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians, you're gonna get blessed so much you gonna think it's fake. You ain't gonna know what the hell to do. It's a lucky. You ain't gonna know what to do. You're gonna get blessed so much.
And thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right. If thou hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God. If Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you listen to what God say to do. This is what Moses is telling us. Moses say, man, you listen to what God say to do. Guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be set on high above all nations. You feel me? And I wasn't even finna do this, but now drop down to verse 68 for people that think this ain't talking about black people. Now that's what God say gonna happen if we do good. He said we do good, he gonna put us at the top. But guess what he say gonna happen if we don't do good? We don't keep the commandments. We start sinning. You feel me? And start being like the heathens. You go ahead.
Come on, sir. Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Mm-hmm. The Lord say he gonna bring you again into Egypt again with ships.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right. Hold on, wait. He say thou shalt bring thee into Egypt again with ship. Egypt means bondage. That's a Greek word that means bondage. It means slavery. You feel me? This is what Moses say gonna happen if we don't keep the commandments. He said, I'm gonna bring you into Egypt again with ships. Israel and Egypt ain't that far. You don't need a boat to go to Egypt. You can walk or ride a horse. So why would Moses say with ships? Because he's seeing a vision from the future of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians going into slavery on boats, which is the transatlantic slave trade. That was what's gonna happen if we don't keep the commandments. We was gonna go back into slavery. You go ahead.
Yes, like it, sir, if I may. For those to say that Hispanics and Native Indians aren't Israelites because they didn't go into slavery on ships, Hispanics and Native Indians absolutely went into slavery on ships.
No, wait, Salakia. They went first.
And we might be talking about that soon too.
Hold on, wait. Black people in West Africa, the Haitians, Jamaicans, so-called African Americans, they went into slavery last. The first people that went was the so-called Hispanic tribes, the northern tribes. They went into slavery first. Like, do y'all remember? Do y'all forget about what the hell they did to the Indians? It was only 3 days after the damn feast of Thanksgiving. 3 days. They start killing them, raping them, enslaving them. They went first. Salakia.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
And that's talking about our homeland. Moses is saying, if we don't keep the commandments of God, which is the breath of life, which is the truth, that we're not going to see our homeland again. Who is the only people right now on this planet that don't know where their homeland is at? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We all speak another man's language, have another man's last name, which is property, which means we property. We the only ones that's going through that. Nobody else is. Everybody has an army. When we just at the liquor store, the guy say, "What is that?" I say, "This is the shield of David." We Israelites, this is our signature. I say, "What's your signature? What's your nationality?" "I'm from Pakistan." "Well, what's on your flag?" "A crescent moon and this and a 5 points, some shit he said. I forgot. I say, "Well, that's your signature. This is ours." But we the only people that don't got one. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We don't have a signature. We don't have an army. We don't have a land. And that's what this is talking about. Thou shalt see it no more again. Black people, the only ones, don't have a land that they can't see no more again. So
and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
To your friends?
Unto your enemies.
To the people you're going to have babies with in the future?
Unto your enemies.
The Bible say these people that sold you is your enemies, man. The fucking IUIC purple faggots is going to Nigeria, Ghana. They going to all them West African countries to recruit Africans into their organization. When the Bible say you shall be sold unto your enemies, they sold us. Them West African countries, hey, Shalom Shbukatah, them West African countries fucking sold us into slavery. How the hell is the IUIC going to go over there and recruit them into their nation? And then they recruited one in the UK and he fucking raped and killed a woman that was finna make $100,000 a year. She was just graduated college to be a RN. She was finna make $100,000 a year. This motherfucker raped her and killed her. Some fucking African in the IUIC. And the Bible say that they your enemies. And you'll be sold for bondman and bondwoman, which is slave man and slave woman. You go ahead.
And no man shall buy.
And nobody should redeem you. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, nobody have saved you. You sitting there wearing dashikis talking about Wakanda forever. What the hell is wrong with you? Man, look, we is some real retarded ass people. We gotta be. You sitting there in a dashiki saying Wakanda forever. Ain't no Wakanda's coming to save you. It's not happening. They not coming. Take the dashikis off, man. Take off the aprons like Adam and Eve had on. Take them fucking aprons off, them fig leaves that Adam and Eve put on. Take them off and put on your culture, which is you are an Israelite. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you are Israelites, according to the Bible. You go ahead.
That's like yourself. I made it. You bring it out is so heavy. I just wanted to add. Wakanda is a Native Indian word for these dummies.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised. You feel me? I wouldn't be surprised. Wakanda forever. You motherfuckers, they done made $1 billion off you. The damn country ain't even real. They laughing at you. That's the funny thing. The whole Wakanda movie, they making fun of you because of the simple fact they showing like, okay, if black people never came over here on ships, this is how they possibly could be living in some futuristic ass country that nobody can never touch or be a part of. That's what they basically saying. And that's how it's gonna be when Christ return. We gonna be in a futuristic ass country where everybody gonna just want to, like how they did with King Solomon, come and lay money down just for our wisdom. That's exactly what's gonna happen. You feel me? That movie, they ain't stupid. They know what the hell they talking about in that movie. That's gonna be black people for real, not Africans though. That's why Michael B. Jordan was the antagonist. You feel me? He was the main antagonist in the first movie because he was supposed to be from Wakanda, but he grew up in Oakland. And he looking like, why the hell y'all ain't helping us? Y'all got all this technology and all this. Why y'all ain't helping us and save us? And that's exactly what we saying right now. Ain't nobody gonna buy you. Nobody's gonna save you, Blacks, Hispanic, Native Indian, but God. You feel me? And that's why we saying it's the topic of tonight's class. The truth will set you free. So you can drop that. Let's go to Ezekiel 37 and 1.
Come. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones.
Salaki, my bad. You go ahead one more time, Salaki.
Come. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord.
Right.
And set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones.
Right. He had the Lord's vibe on him. That's what it's saying in the spirit. He had the vibe of the Lord because Ezekiel wasn't really feeling Israel at the time. It was so much wickedness going on, so much evilness going on, just like right now. You feel me? A lot of black people ain't feeling the fact that we is the Israelites. You feel me? That we can be saved. It ain't just white people. What the IUI say? These is niggas. That's what the IUIC said. These is niggas. They do nigga shit. Ooh, black people don't even believe. The black people that's supposed to be so-called in the truth don't even believe we can be saved. Or else why did them purple police faggots say that we just niggas? Them is niggas. They just do nigga shit. You know why they said that? The same reason why Ezekiel said, I had to be in the spirit of the Lord.
Verse 2. And caused me to pass by them.
No, wait. And he's saying, set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. That's talking about Israel. Like we dead. We the walking dead. That TV show, we the walking dead. They talking about you, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. The Walking Dead, all them zombie movies, they killing you. And they trying to just survive because they know once we stop sinning, we ain't gonna just be dead zombies no more. We're gonna take over the planet. Good.
Yeah, so like I said, for me, what you bringing out is heavy. You remember the original Night of the Living Dead? You remember at the end of the movie when they came in to round up the zombies, right. They ended up shooting a black man at the end that wasn't even a zombie.
Symbolic. That's symbolic. I wish we had a clip of that too. because that'll be heavy. Are we going all over the 14?
14, common concept. Verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, there were very many in the open valley.
There's very many dead Israelites right now. There's so many blacks and Spanish Native Indians that's not in the truth. I thank God for the damn vision or prophecy that Arya gave. They say it didn't come true. Well, I thank God it didn't, because it's very many Israelites. A lot of people left the truth back in the 90s because they say Arya was a false prophet. When he gave a prophecy that saved a lot of people's lives, made them want to come to the truth and learn. You go ahead.
And lo, they were very dry.
Very dry. You dry. That's what black people talk. Black people, that's how black people talk. You dry as hell. I'm leaving. They dry as hell, man. This shit dry. This party dry. I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else. This party dry as hell. That's black. That's how black people talk.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Can these bones live?
And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest.
Right. He's saying only you know. Ezekiel looking at Israelites in such a low state. He like, I don't know. I don't know about these Israelites, man. And that's what I'm saying. And a lot of black people then gave up on our brothers and sisters, man. Like Ezekiel almost did. You feel me? Just like the IUIC, the purple police faggots. They done gave up on our brothers.
Verse 4. And he said unto me, Prophecy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
Right. He said, go teach. That's what we do in ISUPK. We go out and teach black people the truth. That God loves them. He just he want us to keep the commandments, and he will save us. He will set us loose from this bondage that we under.
Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord God unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live.
And you shall live. Now, these is people that Ezekiel is talking to. He's not talking to dead. That's why I said the Bible is so poetic. Yo, dumbass think he talking to real bones in a graveyard. He's talking to people that's just Israelites that don't want to be Israelites. They done with the truth. They doing whatever the hell they want, like Adam and Eve did. If even when the serpent beguiled them. Well, he's talking to people. And he's saying, I will be, what he's saying when he say, you shall live, I will cause breath to enter into you. He's talking about the commandments, the law, the truth. Because the truth will set you free. Go ahead.
Common concept. Verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you.
And sinew, that's just talking about the meat. You feel me? I'm going to bring meat upon you. You feel me? He's basically saying, I'm finna rebuild you. You feel me? I'm finna rebuild you with this truth, with the laws and commandments. Go ahead.
And will bring flesh upon you.
And I'm going to put skin on top of the meat.
And cover you with skin and put breath in you.
See, he's talking about breath. That breath, that same thing that was put in Adam and Eve. That breath is talking about the laws and commandments.
And ye shall live.
You're going to be free because of these laws and commandments.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
And when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who is told that they nothing, ain't going to never be nothing, your mama ain't shit, so you ain't going to be shit, these people going to know the Lord is with them. When they see what the Lord about to do in just a little bit of time, they going to see like, damn, we was the Israelites the whole time. Whole time we got played. You go ahead.
Common concept. Verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded.
Right. So I prophesied as I was commanded. You feel me? That's what Ezekiel was told to do by the Most High. The angels came to him saying, look, man, it's your time to shine. And go out there and get your people. And that's what we do in the ISUPK. We going out to go get our people. We by prophesying, teaching the truth. That's how you know that the truth is the breath of life that he's talking about. Prophesying. You go ahead.
And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, it shaking,
Mm-hmm.
and the bones came together.
Right, and that's just the people out there just praising him. You feel me? Like see, y'all don't know nothing about going to camp, but when you go to camp and you talk to a brother or sister, you feel me, that's believing what you're saying and trusting in what you're saying, that's what he's saying. That's basically what he's saying. When he's saying the noise, the shaking, he's saying people clapping and cheering him on for what he's telling them.
Bone to his bone.
Right. He's saying that the law and the commandments is coming back on to these people.
Verse 8, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying they being whole again. They're not dead bones no more. They becoming whole because of the truth, because of he prophesying. Go ahead.
But there was no breath in them.
Mm-hmm. But they still ain't have it all the way. They still ain't have it all the way.
Verse 9, then he said unto me, prophecy unto the wind,
Mm-hmm.
prophecy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord God.
Right. And when he say prophesy to the wind, he's saying if they not even listening, still go out there and do it. I don't care. It's going to get to them eventually.
Come from the four winds, O breath.
That's talking about the truth.
And breathe upon these slain that they may live.
Mm-hmm. That's talking about the truth. The truth going to wake you up. Did it to everybody that I know that's in the school. The truth woke you up. And the truth set you free. Go ahead.
Verse 10, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them.
Right. So he went out there and spoke to the wind, which means they wasn't listening. People was just walking around, wasn't paying him no attention. He prophesied to the wind as he commanded, and the breath came unto them. The truth. It reached them. You feel me? Go ahead.
Verse 10, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
And they lived, right. They came into the truth.
And stood up upon their feet.
Right.
An exceeding great army.
Right. Now he didn't got an army in the truth by going out there and prophesying. That's how he woke brothers and sisters up. That's how he set them free, by teaching them the truth. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
This is the house of Israel right here. These God's chosen people. Because Ezekiel doubted it at first. Now he kind of shocked, like, damn. And that's just like anybody going to camp, going to go teach. You doubting, like, man, nobody finna listen. Ain't nobody. And you go out there and you like, damn. What, clapping and taking flyers, dropping money in a bucket. You like, damn, we did our thing this weekend. You go ahead.
Behold, they say our bones are dry and our hope is lost.
Mm-hmm.
We are cut off from our parts.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The truth will set you free. They was cut off. They didn't know what was going on. They're like, damn, we is them niggas. I ain't know shit. We out here living so reckless. We considered dry bones.
Verse 12. Therefore prophecy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, O my people,
Mm-hmm.
I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves.
Right, that's why I say he talking to people. He ain't talking to no bones. He was talking to people this whole time. And he's saying you're going to come from out of the dead, the walking dead. Right now, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians is the walking dead.
And bring you into the land of Israel.
Right, and we're going to go back to our homeland. We've been kicked out like Adam and Eve got kicked the hell out. Adam and Eve got kicked out. We got kicked out. And guess what? We going home. We going home eventually. And I'm telling you, it's going to be like nothing you ever seen before.
Verse 13. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves,
Mm-hmm.
O my people, and brought you up out of your graves.
Right. That's just talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who people think are a destroyed, dead race of people that's not worth saving. And when it happens, they're going to be like, ooh, Who is that nigga on that nag? Salakia.
Verse 14. And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live.
That's right.
And I shall place you in your own land.
We going back home. I'm telling you. We going back home. We not staying in no damn America, Haiti, Jamaica. We're going back home. Right now, it ain't ready for us yet. He ain't ready for us to go home yet. But Israel is our homeland, the Middle East, and we going back, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, when the Lord ready for us to. It's coming soon. You go ahead.
Then shall ye know that I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord.
Right. So when the prophecy comes fast, everybody gonna know that ISUPK is the home of the truth. And we was following the Lord the whole time. You motherfuckers just wanted to be white people. That's all. Y'all just wanted to be devils. So let's drop that. Let's go to Revelation 14 and 9.
Book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image.
Right. And this is, of course, this is talking to Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, to not worship the beast, which is the so-called white man. He's the beast because he is the nation. He's the adversary of the Most High. He does everything against what the Most High say to do. He put pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster in everything. You feel me? He got seafood restaurants on every corner. Not saying seafood is lawful, but the seafood they selling in there is lawful. They selling more shrimp, crab, and lobster than they is salmon and tilapia and stuff like cod and whitening. You feel me? They end up really just selling seafood boils, which is unlawful. And you worship, and his images talking about white Jesus. You feel me? Don't worship white Jesus. White Jesus is not real. Jesus was a black man. His name, Yahushua Mashiach, in the Hebrew. Translation turns into Jesus Christ. But he's not a white boy. He's black. And you ain't supposed to be worshiping no white boy at all. Like it.
If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead.
And the forehead, that's talking about the philosophies of Christianity. That's talking about Christianity. They whole philosophy. Christmas, New Year's, Halloween, one man, one woman, pork is clean, all the shrimp and crab is the other white meat. All that stuff is sinful and unlawful. But his mark is talking about believing what he believes in his forehead.
Or in his hand.
Or killing. Hand, you got the mark in your hand. That means you killing for the white man. That means you part of his military, his police force. Or maybe you just a nigga that like to kill niggas. So like it. Go to verse 10.
Verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God.
Right. And you're going to drink, and the wine of the wrath of God is talking about his judgment. You feel me? That's talking about the judgment that God is going to put on, you feel me, the beast. So if you living like the beast, you fighting for the beast, you going to die with the beast. That's what it's saying. Go ahead.
Which is poured out without mixture into the cup.
Right. It's poured out without mixture. Ain't no chaser. It's a lock. It ain't on the rocks. I'm just keeping it real with you. This is what you got to drink. Because if you want to kill for the white man, you want to live like the white man, Christianity or Catholic or whatever, guess what? This drink that you about to drink, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, it ain't coming on the rocks. You taking this shit straight. It's a lock you.
And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone.
And you're going to die with him. That's all I'm saying. You want to live like the so-called white man, do what he do, whatever he teach, you following it, because you don't want to know the truth. You don't want the truth to set you free. You're going to die with him. That's all I'm saying.
In the presence of the holy angels.
Right.
And in the presence of the Lamb.
And that's Christ. That's talking about Christ. The Lamb is Christ. That's his nickname. The Lamb, because he sacrificed himself for Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians to be saved and come back to the Most High, because we broke the covenant. You feel me? We broke the covenant, so he came back to be the sacrifice for us, because he was a man without sin, never sinned. He was God's favorite son, and he died for us. And then you still sinning? Well, yeah, it's gonna be rough for you. That's all I'm gonna say. Martin Luther King, all you Martin Luther King worshipers, Marcus Garvey, whatever. It's gonna be rough for you in the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna be wondering why you just can't get to the top. a society when it's niggas like me just riding around on gold. So like if I, you know, you feel me, make it to that point, I don't want to be too arrogant. But that's what will come for following the Lamb, following what Christ said. It's like you can drop. Let's go to John 1:14-18.
Come. It's like it said, John chapter 1.
1:14-18. So like.
The book of John chapter 1, verse 14. And the word was made flesh.
And that's talking about Christ. The word. That's talking about the laws. We're just talking about Moses. You feel me? That's talking about the laws. The laws was made flesh. So like
and dwelt among us.
And dwelt among us. So now the laws that the law of Moses was turned into a person. And the person dwelt among us. That's talking about Christ.
And we beheld his glory. The glory as of the only begotten of the Father.
Right. He was his favorite son. That's what I'm saying. We all sons of the Most High. But Christ was his favorite son. Christ was Adam. You feel me? Christ was Adam. Christ was Solomon. That was his favorite son.
Full of grace and truth.
Grace and truth. Mercy. Grace, that's mercy. That's giving us a time period so we can change. Christ gave us a time period because he knew he was going down that cross for us, but he gave us a time period. And we've been living in the last days since he died. So at this point, y'all niggas is taking him for granted. That's all I'm going to say. At this point, black people is taking Christ for granted because he gave us grace. He didn't say forever. He gave us a grace period. You go ahead.
That's like on 18 seconds.
Yeah, we're going all the way to
18. Verse 15, and John bare witness of him and cried, saying, this was he of whom I spake.
Right, John the Baptist definitely was prophesying about Christ coming. He even said it. He said, he would come after me whose shoes I can't even tie. I can't even tie the shoes of the man coming after me. When he was baptizing people in the water, it was getting them ready for Christ. It was a spiritual thing. But when they was baptizing in that water, that was basically saying, look, all that sin you committed is done. But when Christ comes, hey, you might die after that. So that's why people that still do water baptism, you crazy. That stuff is over. It was done when John died. When John the Baptist died, water baptism was over. Now you got to really keep these commandments for real. That was just a preparation, letting people know, like, yeah, it's time.
He that cometh after me is preferred before me. For he was before me.
Right, Christ was before him. That's why I say Christ was Adam and Solomon. You feel me? Christ been here numerous times on this planet. You feel me? He sit on the right hand of God. God sent him in earth numerous times.
Verse 16. And of this fullness have we all received, and grace for grace.
Right, grace for grace. That's what I'm saying. He gave us a period to change because Christ knew it was so much evil and wickedness going on since Adam and Eve. He like, shit, they gonna need some time, but not forever.
Verse 17. For the law was given by Moses.
Right, the law was given to Moses. Moses didn't even know. Moses just read what the hell he was told. He was told to do this, and he just made laws saying this is what we should not do. But Moses didn't really know.
But grace and truth came by Yahweh.
Right, the understanding. That law, that's why it said in verse 14, the law became flesh. Christ came to show us the spirit behind the law. You feel me? That's why I say, but grace and truth came by Yahweh Mashiach. You feel me? Because he came to show us the spirit behind the law. What these laws really mean. Why do it say this? Most of it is because of brotherhood. And the other is because it's going to save your life. It ain't because God being mean. He didn't tell you don't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster because he was being mean. He was telling it to you because it's going to save your life. And it's going to set you free from fucking getting cancer, diabetes, whatever. Like, we might talk about that in a Couple weeks. You know, I'm just throwing it out there. We might have a lecture talking about that in a couple weeks. I don't know. Maybe not. You feel me?
Verse 18. No man has seen God at any time.
Right. Nobody never seen God ever. They only dealt with angels. Moses seen the backside of the Most High, and that's how he got that glowing face. But he didn't even see the Most High face to face.
The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father.
Right, close to the Most High. That's what it means when they say in the bosom. That's like right here in your shirt, close to him by your heart. You feel me?
He had declared him.
Right, he definitely declared Christ. You feel me? He definitely did. So you can drop that, and let's go to Proverbs 30:5.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 5. Every word of God is pure.
Every word of God, everything in this Bible is pure. Feel me? It's gonna lead you out of captivity. It's gonna set you free. It's your protection. All these laws, all these precepts we read is your goddamn protection. Might talk about that. That's what I'm saying. We might get. I don't know, man. That might be too heavy, man. I'm just talking shit. But yeah, we're gonna get it on soon. We're gonna give you the proper date, when we get it approved.
He is a shield
Mm-hmm.
unto them that put their trust in him.
The truth will set you free. Say God is a shield, and he keeps saying he. That's how you know God is a man. He is a shield unto the people, unto them that put their trust in him. So you keep the laws and commandments, the Most High gonna have a shield around you, saving you. The Most High gonna save you, man. You trust in the Most High, you trust in Christ. Ooh, they're gonna put a shield around you. I'm telling you, they're gonna put a shield around you to protect you. That's why we wear the shield of David right now. Yep. So let's drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30 and 19. Let's do a little punching for the end of the class. Do a little punching. Rum Nitty. I don't know if y'all watch battle rap. We're gonna do a little punching real quick.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. Verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
Right, because what happens on earth happens in heaven. You feel me? You gotta understand that. Well, everything that happened on earth is already approved by the angels, and they got it approved by the Most High, which is rank and order. And we follow that system today in ISUPK and Command Hunter. We don't do nothing without getting approved from the man above us. I don't give a fuck if it's a post on Facebook. You feel me? If we don't get it approved, we not doing it. And if you do it, you're gonna get checked. And that's just still being a record. Heaven and earth a lot.
That I have set before you life and death.
Right, life and death. You feel me? I said before you life and death. Go ahead.
Blessing and cursing.
Blessing and cursing. See, I say life and death, blessings and cursings, because guess what? Life and death is blessings and cursings. Life is blessings. You being blessed by the Most High, that's life. That's the breath of life. You being cursed by the Most High, that's death. You feel me? When they told Adam and Eve, you shall surely die, that was talking about curses. That wasn't talking about you falling into a grave. That was talking about curses. And we've been living this since Adam and Eve. Since Adam and Eve, we've been cursed.
Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Thy who?
That thou and thy seed may live.
That thy seed may live. That's why I said this is talking about curses. You feel me? This is talking about curses. Life and death is blessings and curses. This is not talking about living till you fucking 150 years old. Don't nobody even want to live that long. You could do a study right now and everybody gonna tell you I'm cool with living to be about 65, 70. Don't nobody want to live to be no damn 150 years old. This is talking about curses, man. Curses. Because life and death is blessings and curses. It's not talking about you dying in a grave or living forever. That's why when Adam and Eve, when they said you shall surely die, they didn't know what it was being said. They thinking like they're gonna faint as soon as they do whatever the tree of good and evil tell it to do. They didn't know that that meant that your generation will be cursed. So you could drop that. Let's go to Romans 8 and let me see, 6. Yeah, let's do 6 through 8. Fuck it. We ain't got nothing else to do. It's a lot.
The book of Romans chapter 8, verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death.
No, it's a lot. Yeah, to be carnally, what is that? To be carnally minded is death. You feel me? Which means carnal, that's talking about flesh. Doing what your flesh tell you to do. Whatever your flesh tell you to do, smoking weed, smoking Black and Milds, having sex with white women, having sex with another man's wife, that's death. That's a curse that you're putting upon yourself.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
See what I'm saying? The truth is life and peace. But you sinning is death. But the truth is life and peace.
Verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God.
It's an enemy. It's enmity. It's friction. Enmity means friction. Your mind is going to always tell you the wrong stuff to do.
It is not subject to the law of God.
Your mind is not in adherence with the law of God. Your mind don't give a fuck what God say. That's why you smoking weed every day, all day. You smoking Black and Mild cigarettes. You feel me? You having sex with white women when they used to kill you for fun. They used to lie and kill cities of black men for a white woman saying he raped me. For it is not subject to the law of God. Well, everything you believe, everything you want to do, God ain't with it, man. That's the shit that's going on in your head is some of the most evilest shit ever. It's a lot.
Neither indeed can be.
Right.
Verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God.
Right. If you're doing whatever your flesh tell you to do, you cannot please God. You is a goddamn slave to your flesh. Whatever the hell your mind is telling you to do, all that nasty, disgusting shit, you is in bondage. And the truth will set you free. So let's drop that. Let's go to an Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 29 and 24.
Come. Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 29, verse 24. For it is a miserable life.
Miserable life. You don't want to have no miserable life. That's all I'm going to say. We was not put here to have a miserable life. You feel me?
To go from house to house.
Right, house to house. It's religion to religion, philosophy to philosophy. That is miserable. You jumping from philosophy to philosophy. One day you're a Christian, next day you're a Muslim. One day you're a vegan, the next day you eat meat. One day you're spiritual. You say you're spiritual. You don't believe in the Bible. It's just miserable to go from religion to religion, man. You feel me? It's just stupid, man. To go from house to house, man. You living the fast life. That ain't no different than a drug dealer or a scammer. You just living house to house. You don't know what the hell you doing, man. No different than a prostitute being from pimp to pimp, city to city. It's just no different, man. It's a miserable life. And God didn't put us here to have miserable lives, man.
For where thou art a stranger.
You're a stranger. All these different philosophies, you're a stranger. You don't belong. That's why you still at the bottom. You still a second-class citizen because you serving all these different religions and philosophies, man. You at the bottom. Go ahead.
Thou darest not open thy mouth.
Yeah, you can't because you don't even know what you into. How you gonna open your mouth and you don't even know? You just steady joining different stuff. There's nothing you can say. You better shut up. What are you even talking for? You don't know nothing. You don't know anything. You in bondage to all these different philosophies. You in slavery. You don't know anything. It's like, so your last scripture, let's get Exodus 23 and 22.
Come. The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice.
Mm-hmm. That's talking about listening, doing the laws and commandments that Moses laid down.
And do all that I speak.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemy.
Right. You do what the Lord say to do, nobody can touch you. They might seem like they is for a moment because the Lord just getting ready to destroy them. And you just gotta be, be faithful.
And an adversary unto thine adversary.
Right. And that's enemies, adversaries, enemies, that's all the same stuff. Yeah. The devil. Adversary is the devil. He say he's gonna be an adversary unto thy adversary. So-called white man is our adversary right now. And God has been coming up against him in more ways than you can think of. You don't even know. You don't even know what God is doing. You sitting back, all you see is the Crips and the Bloods, the G's and the Vice Lords, but you ain't knowing what God is doing to these people. And it's destroying their economy. It's destroying all type of stuff they got going on. But you don't see it because you don't even know the Lord is working with you. Yeah, but that's the end of tonight's class. You feel me? Tune in. You feel me? After Kentucky, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we got classes going. We got a podcast on Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Feel me? Crowd spilling out. Yeah, just tune in, man. We dropping it heavy. Feel me? I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to brothers and sisters watching the stream. Yahweh Shemab Shabbat Thumb. Yahweh Shemar Thumb by Shemab Shai. Class dismissed.